Welcome, everybody, to a special edition of All In with Art Stapleton, a New York Giants podcast brought to you by NorthJersey.com and The Record, and I am your host, Art Stapleton. This is episode 1 of season 5. Yes, myself and producer Paul Wood have been together on All In for 5 years. Well, this is 4 years and now 1 episode. So we are moving full steam ahead out here at Giants training camp in East Rutherford. Paul is back from his national championship run with his softball team. Kudos to them for getting all the way. I believe it was to the semifinals, but give Paul and the girls a lot of credit. But now it's back to All In, and we are here in East Rutherford for the Giants in the shadow of MetLife Stadium. And it's been entertaining so far, so I figure we catch you up. And then we'll have a bunch of shows coming up over the next week or so. Our official date for the first ever All In show was on August 26th. So I believe that Logan Ryan was the guest at the time. Today we're running solo, Paul behind the scenes. So let's get right into it. Giants, day 2 of practice. You can check out all my coverage on NorthJersey.com and all of our social media. Between Twitter, X, Instagram, art_Stapleton. You can check out all the videos that we've posted. We've had photographers here. We've got photo galleries posting up on NorthJersey.com. And now we got our podcast to boot. So let's go day 2, and then I'll talk about day 1 and some of the things from that. Again, apologize for the glare here, but we are doing this in real time out here at Giants at Quest Diagnostic Center, so can't really plan for the sun patterns. We're used to the wind during the season. Now we get the sun here. A crisp, I believe it was about 80 degrees here today. It's going to be a feel like of about 100 tomorrow, so we'll see how practice goes. The Giants practice tomorrow, then they'll have off on Saturday. They'll be back on the field Sunday, and then I believe the pads will go on Monday. And look at that. See, the sun behind the building. Thankfully, the football gods and the weather gods played with us. So let's go from that to what do we see today? All right, well, Russell Wilson is QB1. We've told you that all spring. He's QB1 again. Jackson Dart. He's now QB2. He was taking all of the reps with the second team. Jameis Winston and Tommy DeVito are kind of flipping and sharing responsibilities with the third and fourth teams. Let's go right to Jackson Dart, because yesterday his first throw in team periods was a pick 6. Nick Jones, who's had himself a good 2 days as the backup to Drew Phillips in the slot, he picked him off. Dart thought he could fit it into a tight window to Greg Dulcich, who has also had a good 2 days here at Giants camp. Very good today, a reserve tight end. But Jones picked it off, ran it back for a touchdown. I think Dart kind of underestimated the closing speed of an NFL defensive back, even if it's a defensive back that's fighting for a roster spot. But later in that period, he ended up hitting a touchdown to Theo Johnson, and Dart was up and down. It's exactly what we expect from the rookie quarterback. Now today, the first team period, Jackson Dart, under pressure, ends up putting one up to Jalen Hyatt, who makes a great catch for a touchdown inside the front pylon on the right side, gets a touchdown. Good job by Hyatt, kind of readjusting to the ball. So talk about in a span of 2 days, Jackson Dart goes from his first pass is a pick 6 to his first pass on day 2 is a touchdown to Jalen Hyatt. So note on Jackson Hyatt, Jackson Dart. See, I keep getting Jalen Hyatt and Jackson Dart mixed up because they were involved in several things today. But Jalen Hyatt looked like he was cramping late in today's practice. He was off on the side, ended up coming back onto the field, had his helmet on, was running. So I would imagine he'll be okay for tomorrow. We'll talk to Brian Dable tomorrow morning. But the best sequence in today's practice happened late. The Giants had a down and distance between the first team The offense was down by 8, and Russell Wilson ended up going up top. Nice moon ball to Wan'Dale Robinson. Drew Phillips with tremendous coverage, and Wan'Dale comes down with the ball, one-handed grab as he spun into the end zone. So they get the touchdown. Offense goes crazy, but they had to go for 2. They had to be able to go for 2 to tie the game. So they're trying to create real game scenarios. They end up lining up for 2. Wilson goes back to Wan'Dale Robinson with Drew Phillips in coverage. This time, Drew Phillips makes a great interception. So the former teammates from Kentucky, Wan'Dale and Drew, they're constantly going back and forth. Drew gets the pick, ends the drill, and the defense ends up winning the drill up by 2. So I think a big statement was made by the younger players on this roster. Yesterday we saw Malik Neighbors, 3 touchdown catches from Russell Wilson. But this draft class from last year, Theo Johnson, Tyler Nubin, Drew Phillips, are all contributing right now. And, some of the fans talking on the fence today, want to know where's going to be the biggest jump in this team. And I think if the rookies from last year continue to make another leap, and that obviously goes with Malik Neighbors, but Tyler Nubin, Drew Phillips, and Theo Johnson, all of whom will start for this team this year, I think this team will be that much better for it. Right now, Phillips is in the slot to be the starting nickel. He has high aspirations. We talked to him after the practice. He said, look, I want to be the best there is. I want to be the best nickel corner in the league. And I'm out to prove that. Tyler Nubin has played really well. Bringing Javon Holland and Paulson Adebo on the back end really strengthened this secondary. We've seen the development. We've written about it. Tay Banks and Cordell Flock going at each other. We asked Phillips about that, and he laughed. He goes, those guys are very tight. He's like, so the competition is on the field, but off the field, they're sharing tips, going back and forth. So it's a very interesting setup that they have on the back end. There's no excuse for this defense this year. I think you look at what's happened. The 3 most impressive players yesterday, to me, were Paulson Adebo, Darius Alexander, and Abdul Carter. I mean, it's Abdul Carter is just all over the place. He's a beast, and he is doing everything he can to earn more and more reps with the first team. That's not an issue, but right now when they were in base defense, they're going to have Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns. But Abdul Carter, saw him, he's rushing from everywhere. It's been very impressive to see what he's been able to do so far just 2 days into camp. Now I'll take a breath. So other things from this camp. Obviously, we haven't talked, so we'll catch up on Andrew Thomas, his status. He's on the physically unable to perform list. He's coming back from Liz Frank surgery that was back in October. My understanding is that the Giants are just being cautious. If he feels soreness, they don't want to push him. So it's better to start him off at the physically unable to perform list. He can be activated at any time. I believe tomorrow we're going to see him outside. He'll be working with the training staff, be doing some running. So don't sound the alarms just yet with Andrew Thomas. The goal is to have him ready for week 1, and ultimately that's what the goal should be. They should have him in bubble wrap, essentially, getting ready for week 1. So with that, today saw Marcus Bowe, the rookie, who worked a lot of tackle in the spring. Last day of the spring workouts, mandatory minicamp, we saw Bowe flip from the right side to the left side. Today, Marcus Bowe getting opportunities at left tackle and right tackle. So James Hudson right now is the starting left tackle for Andrew Thomas, but it would not surprise me in the least if worst case scenario, doomsday scenario happened with Andrew Thomas and he's not ready for the start of the season. We may see Marcus Bowe in the mix with the first team, whether that's Jermaine Illuminor moving to left tackle or whether that's Bowe sliding in at left tackle and keeping Hudson as the swing tackle. I think that may be something down the line. Now, talking about it now, putting it into action is a little premature, but I do believe the Giants are building toward that if they have to get Bo ready to play right away. Now, one of the things you notice in training camp, this is my 17th year training camp at Giants training camp. Took over the beat full-time in 2012, but I was at camp the previous couple of years, so I consider this year 17 for me coming to NFL training camps. And one thing you want to see in practice, when they split the fields and they're doing kind of walkthroughs, where do the quarterbacks go, who are they with, and what players are with them? And it's usually the first team on one side and then the second, third, and fourth team at the other end of the field. Well, Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart were together today, and Jameis Winston and Tommy DeVito were together. But another added wrinkle, Marcus Bo was with the first team today, and he wasn't taking the first team reps immediately. But when that guy is with the first team, you know what the plans are. This guy is going to get reps before too long. So I think it's very interesting to see how Bo comes along over the next week or so and see what we're talking about as to where they are. So that's where we're at. Wanted to jump on here, get kick-started. We will have some really good podcasts set up over the next week or so. We're going to have Jerry Ferrara of Entourage fame. Now he has a podcast with Matt Leinart. Huge New York sports fan, huge Giants fan. We're going to have him on All In at some point. We're working on a WWE SummerSlam special connected to the Giants. I won't unveil that just yet, but we'll have that next week with SummerSlam coming in 2 weeks to MetLife Stadium. So that's where we're at. Make sure you read my column on Russell Wilson today on NorthJersey.com. Really enjoyed it. Gave him a question yesterday about confidence. He gave a 700-word, 4-minute answer, and I wrote a column about it. Hope you enjoy it. So that's where we're at. Day 3. We'll be all over it again, all in, if you will, day 3 tomorrow. So for Paul Wood, I'm Art Stapleton. Appreciate you following us. Hope you enjoyed today's first episode back, and we'll have a ton more content for you over the next couple of weeks. So from East Rutherford here, we're all in. We appreciate you being all in too. And we'll catch you on the interwebs tomorrow covering Giants practice. And then we will be back with All In with several episodes next week.